activism, resources, and art. I am the assist, African support and strength, inspiration and success together. Yes, together. Check out the continent. I know y'all see what's going on in Burkina Faso, but just check the continent out, the unity that's happening, the awakening. One of the biggest things for me about the continent, and I want y'all to just chill on it for a minute, is the continent has the most young people on the planet. They have the most, our continent. I know a lot of y'all don't want to claim the continent. It's not a country. I thought we was past that. But Burkina Faso, and I'm gonna bang up their young leader's name. But one of the things that stands out to me with him more than anything else, he's bringing back internal riches. Because all the other skill sets and tools and everything, whether you want to traditionally live, modern, a mixture of traditional and modern, however you're going to live on this planet with whatever we've produced on this planet till this point, all of that shit is there. The continent has all of it. It doesn't have to produce anything. It's there. They don't have to share, even though Africans always do. That's how we got in this mess. Yeah, that's how we got in this mess. But it's a thing that you just can't. So what you have to do, you can't take it away. It's our way, and I love it. Like I told y'all, a lot of us think violence is an answer, just because culturally we have been brought up in a violent culture, in a violent place. This place has been violent since day one. It was created out of violence, discovered. Discovery, deception in words is violence. You know you raped, murdered, and pillaged, but you told everybody in the books you discovered. You lied to everybody and you stole generations of people's reality because they were believing lies. I told my daughter, I told Sakile that. Shout out to Sakile. I remember telling her this when she was young. Like, when you lie to people, it's crazy because you steal their reality. Everything that person does after you tell that lie is not real. They know they lied to you. Something very basic. It's cold outside. You go outside with a big ass bomber on, it's 90 degrees. Now you hot, you sweating. And that's a basic job, but think about it. Your reality was changed. You thought it was cold. You really did, because they lied to you and then you prepared for it. Your next action was what? Based on a lie. So you put on a fucking bomber and it's 90 degrees outside. So we can imagine what lies do to the imagination, to belief systems, to inquiry. So you know, if I told you I discovered it when I really raped, murdered, pillared, tortured, everything. But I got people running around thinking that this country is something that it's not, and they even move in that way because of that lie. So when you look at how this joint is put together, right now the internal riches are the most important thing. I talk about a baseline of how we treat each other. I had a conversation with a brother. Shout out to my brother Jay from Jackson, Mississippi. Shout out to the brother Leonard from Jackson. Brother gave back 200 and something years. Took 23 years to give us. Salute to seeing that brother home. Shout out to everybody in the George Jackson organizing school. We just finished that cohort. I really appreciated how it went down in Connecticut, being in community, being in learning spaces, like really being in school settings. That's my happy place. I feel good when I'm around folks and they and you know, the brain is working. Like, you really trying to, being around people like really trying to figure stuff out with passion and heart. It's not that cold, calculated logic type of schooling. Like, you have people who are giving you their real experience and adding that to this thirst for information and knowledge to like change those experiences, change culture. You know what I mean? So it's like, I love being in spaces where people are challenging each other in a way what we're trying to build with it. So you first justice, care not control, Progeny, and that's a name that I always remember in Kansas. Shout out to Tyler. I'm gonna forget some names. Shout out to everybody from Connecticut. Connecticut, of course, was deep in there. We was in Connecticut doing it. You know, I'm an abolitionist. I said, Philadelphia has a strong. It's like, how can you be an African? How can you be a African-born American? No, American-born African, a black man of African descent in Philadelphia, and not be an abolitionist with the history of this city as it pertains juxtaposition to slavery, antebellum South, Jim Crow, all of those things that went on, Civil War, all of that. Abolition basically damn near started here in Philadelphia, you really want to be honest. Like really getting a critique of it, organizing around it, taking direct action against it. You know what I'm saying? We had every level. Like when you explain it, like we want to abolish slavery. That's the goal. That's the mission. What is the strategy to do it? The strategy would be we're gonna free slaves by any means necessary. The Underground Railroad. Because the Underground Railroad was the militant part of one of the militant parts of the abolition movement in Philadelphia. So the overarching goal is to abolish slavery. How are you going to do that? The Underground Railroad was one of those strategies. Then you had another strategy that involved politics. We're going to influence the politic to change laws to abolish slavery, to get it the fuck out of here. So you had one strategy that was and they were interconnected, but you had one strategy that was basically off grid, you could say. The Underground Railroad was a strategy. All of the things and tactics that went into it. Tactics like having places for people to stay. Tactics like financing whoever was the conductors. See, Harriet Tubman, she was a tactic on, I'm just explaining it to y'all organizing terms. Somebody might come and be like, Drew, you messing this all up. But I'm going to enjoy doing it right now. And if anybody say that I'm doing it wrong, get with me. Let me know. But I don't think that I am. But I'm just giving y'all a little bit of what we learned. And then the reason why I'm saying it feels like this to me, because this is Philadelphia. And Philadelphia had slaves, myself, 13th Amendment says so. I'm a custody level 1. Walking next to freed men, my man Toot. I don't think Toot gonna parole or nothing like that. Having his own independent thing helped him dodge that, I'm sure. You feel what I'm saying? Being an owner in Philadelphia, having a legacy, an institution that's been going over 2 decades, if I'm not mistaken. So you get to see, like, I'm here doing the show. I'm a slave. But I'm fighting against slavery. The criminal justice. I want to abolish the criminal justice. Like, get that shit out of here. Sending people to prison doesn't work, especially our children. And y'all know Philadelphia sends more young black people, black boys in particular, to prison than anybody else, while saying that we're down on sending youth to prison. We need to jump into those numbers, y'all. Because I actually seen that. I know what the Inquirer says. But then on here, it says, our youth detention is down. Youth incarceration cut by 70%. With gun diversion programs reshaping or slashing rearrest by 76%. What I don't like, because I'm a data person. I love data. I love research. You can use research as a way to heal. Because you get people thinking about root causes. Root causes of what? Root causes of myself. How did I get here? Why do I move the way I move? Why do I look how I look? So research in the numbers, the data is amazing. You can use it for whatever you want. And this is when you can play with the numbers. Those are the numbers. I'm sure that 70% is right in some vacuum, standalone, stat. You don't compare it. It's kind of like saying second chances mean something to you, but direct filing our children at a level damn near higher than anybody else in the country. It doesn't equate. Like, you're giving second chances because men and women committed crimes. Crime, I say money. Crime is just another way for folks, another group of folks to get money. What we consider our crime feeds people's families. And I ain't talking about the street folks, like your mom and your dad and your children. I'm talking about the lawyers, the COs, the POs, the state troopers, law enforcement, DAs, lawyers, judges. And it's a bunch of counselors, wardens, deputies, superintendents, deputies, captains, sergeants. All these different positions are filled as a part of this criminal justice system. So if you cut crime by half, where would those jobs go? So we could play with the criminal to whatever level we want and play with that idea of what crime is, especially when you squeeze in people to the point where they don't have anything and survival dictates I'll do whatever I need to do to get that next breath. That's usually what it is. That's usually how it unfolds. The culture comes out of being oppressed. It comes out of being disenfranchised. It comes out of being subjugated. It comes out of being a baked-in underclass in a capitalist system. So basically, everybody that's being oppressed in the system normally oppresses, because they take on the character of the larger system. I see it in these buildings all the time. I see hospitals where the nurses are representative of the hospital. They identify with the hospital to the point where they will police people based on hospital policy, as if the people they're dealing with are not one of them and don't come from the same place. And all of a sudden, you have a hierarchy of position because you work at the hospital. And that's crazy to me. You see it at schools. You see certain climate folks policing our children. Certain teachers policing our children. Certain students identifying with the school and policing their counterparts, knowingly and unknowingly. I sat in a class where the young folks wanted security. They wanted the metal detectors to work. How did you do that to our children? Y'all should be appalled. We should all be sick to our stomach. That we have our children asking for security from their brothers and sisters, from their neighborhood, from their community, from their elders. Because one of the reasons why they want this is because they seen men, because children can identify children too if the adults are making it like big black young boys are men. He's like a man. He's as big as a man. Don't do that. Don't do that, because now he can get punished like a man. He can get tortured like a man. He can get persecuted and prosecuted like a man. Direct file. Why you think it's so easy to charge our children as adults without anybody making an uproar? I mean, we are. Some of the folks that I move around with, like I said, Care Not Control, You First Justice, and I'm leaving out names, but y'all know who y'all are. I be around. We be around each other. We be trying to figure out how to stop allowing our children to be abused by any system. My job is to protect the young. Like, I thought that was all of our job as adults. It's just something that's given to you. As an adult, it just is what it is. It's a birthright that you will become an adult one day and have to make sure that the young folks, the progeny underneath you, are protected, are educated, are fed, so they can aspire to be and be better than you. Improve on the design. That's what I thought we all were doing. It makes the most sense. Why would you not? But you've been convinced that it's something else in your culture, in your society, in your reality that can be more important than children, like status, money, prestige, opulence. These things can be more important than children, to the point where people be like, I don't want to have no children because I want to have me some fun. I need to get my money. I need to build this. I need to do that. It was a way that this was worked into the system where you could be you could be you and still mother. It's called a community. It's called a village. It's not fuck them kids, which a lot of y'all is on. And I'm like, why would you say fuck the most precious thing? And we've said that so much. We went OD'd on shit for children so bad that now we just like fuck them. We made them into these whiny ass brats that don't want to do shit for nobody, even you. And now we like fuck them. You did that though. The parents that want to be the friend that's trying to get their second childhood off with their child, living vicariously through their children. You didn't take education serious for whatever reason, so your child will not either. You don't want to improve on yourself in any real way, so where will your children get it from? And then those same children will get on your fucking nerves for acting like you. Because most people I see going through shit with their parents, they act damn near exactly like the person. It's just a real thing. So it's like, how do you get mad at something that you incubated into an annoyance? That you molded into a shit talker, a liar. Somebody who's lazy as fuck, procrastinate about everything. All they want to do is party and bullshit. Because we still doing that. All the time. We'll find any reason. Everything go on is a cause for that. That's what the celebration entails. Partying and bullshitting. And all the bullshit that comes in. Y'all know what bullshit is. He said party and bullshitting. And he didn't lie. But I do know we were engineered to be this way. And that's what we got to unravel through organizing. So again, I go back to the abolitionist part. That's why I am an abolitionist, because I'm still a slave. I'm a slave by the 13th Amendment, so why wouldn't I want to abolish that? I know what slavery is. And that's the issue we had with these elected officials. I know you see the shirt. Because even the ones who say that they trying to put you can't put integrity into this system, yo. It sound good and it look like it just might work. But even when, because the system is geared to operate a certain way, and that motherfucker is a moving train. It's going. It's going, and people are being abused, wrongly convicted. And even the ones that did it, you know what happened to them. We do the data. We do the history. We do the critical analysis. We know about structural racism. We know about racist institutions. We know why black people can't be racist, because we don't have institutions that can promote our superiority over somebody else's and promote their inferiority as it's been done to us in every institution in America. Banks, schools, hospitals. We always get shown that we're the bottom class, even when we have the things that they tell us we need to get good resources. That's why black women need advocates in hospitals. Follow me. All this shit is interconnected. I know y'all like, well, he going from here to here to here. All of it is interconnected. That's why it just smoked right along to the next thing. Why black women are dying having babies and we ain't talking about it the way we should. The same way they sent all of these babies to prison in PA and we ain't mad. Black women are dying trying to have babies. Why is that? When we have all of this science geared towards people having babies. It kind of throws me off a little bit. How are black? And then this is the thing. Because my sisters are educated. They do got insurance. So how they still getting worse care than a white woman who's on welfare with no education? How? Why are black women dying at childbirth at an alarming fucking rate and we're not talking about it? It is people talking about it. It's a sister, I can't remember the name of her organization right now, but it's a sister, she from down South Philly. She got an organization that deals with that. That deals with women dying during childbirth. Why are black women leading this in this so-called modern country. Not very modern. Nowhere where there's a thing called rape culture. If you can even formulate that word, it's a place where that word can exist. This is not modern. You're not modern. You're a savage. And we talk about it like it's just rape culture. Like, what? Why is that normalized? It's just a place where there's rape culture. That's not modern, man. That's savage. That's barbaric. Sound like some cave shit to me. But I'm rewinding to take back about my brother in Burkina Faso and what he's bringing back. Because the continent got everything. It got everything. It even got the most young people in the world. So not only do we got the resources, we got the young bodies. And that's a lot of countries' problem. They not reproducing at the rate of the rest of the world. So they need foreigners to come. Don't let them tell you they don't like foreigners. They just want to keep you in your place by telling you you're a foreigner so you can work for them because they don't have the young people to work and maintain these societies. And a lot of those countries, people look way lighter than me. And that's one of the issues, if not the issue. The most young people on the planet. They got the most YNs on the planet. And if you direct them the right motherfucking way, you got a problem. And the world knows it. That's why they treat black boys how they treat them everywhere. The teenage black boy is the boogeyman everywhere. Look it up. Get international with it. You know they don't like when we get international. You know what I mean? They start doing stuff to folks when you get international. Fuck it. You know what I mean? So, what my brother is doing, and I wish my sister was watching because she had sent his name up so I could say it right. So, Didi, if you're watching, send his name up there. But with the brother bringing, see, I know y'all talking about what he building, who he building with. But you know what that young brother is bringing back? Integrity. Principles. Dignity. Yeah. They stripped us of that shit. But he trying to bring it back, and he ain't the only one. We not speaking into a motherfucking black hole no more, y'all. We not. We never were for real. They just made us think we ain't fuck with each other. But we do. It's a hard jump, you know what I'm saying? But we do. And that go back to what I'm saying again about the baseline, what I'm talking about, how we should be treating each other. Why I was so upset about the Eagle shit. Because this capitalistic game, this venture, this illusionary shit, we were able to muster up that love for each other again, to speak to each other in the street, just that basic. And even have conversation with each other, take time to talk about the Eagles. But we ain't talking about you standing on a block where you need to be talking about the issues on this block that been going on around you for the last 30 years, but you throwing your hands up in the air. And y'all hurting each other about this shit. But the Eagles about to go to the Super Bowl, and we all identify with it. In them same blocks, niggas is chopping it with each other. Speaking to each other. Drumming up conversation around the Eagles. It was a baseline created because we all Eagles fans, right? We all from Philly. Why we can't do that and we all black? This shit right here, the shit. That's the connector piece that they don't want us to connect to. That's why the shit don't be working for us. Because we keep telling each other this not important. We don't want to say it. That's why we in the situation we in. We don't identify with anything. We don't got a flag. We don't have a language. That's the reason why the Eagles shit worked. The Eagles got what? A flag. We wore the jerseys. We waved the flag. They have a language. Fly, Eagles, fly. Anything you talk, Eagles history is language. Old players is language. You speak in the language. You ever talk to somebody that's a fan and you start talking about old shit that you think other people that ain't fans wouldn't know? Or if you're a real fan, you know. And what people say, you speak in my language. You know how motherfuckers be Dallas fans in Philadelphia don't understand it, but it is what it is. And when they see other Dallas people talking about Dallas history and Super Bowls they won and Emmitt Smith and all that, you speak in their language. That's the connector. When I start talking these people's names that play for this team, that perks your interest up because you a fan of the team. And what you do, you ride with that Dallas fan. You don't even got to know him. Unity just happened. You know why? Because y'all got a flag, that fucking star, and a language. Starbuck, Emmett. What's the name of the stadium? Texas State. All that is the language. The Super Bowls they won. The players that came. That Dallas is the most popular team in the world or some shit like that. You have a flag, that silver blue with that star, and you have a language. Everything that's Dallas. Names of players, where it's at, the history of the team, because that's how you communicate with other Dallas fans. Y'all speak each other's language and y'all rock the flag. But you won't do it for your people. You know why? Because we don't have a flag that we connect to, and we don't have a language that we unify and say that this is ours. Everybody else got it. That's why they got unity. That's why they care about their progeny. That's why dignity is a thing that they can move with. Because they have something to be dignified about. So what that brother is doing, he's bringing back internal riches. Sounds a lot like Mayat to me. He bringing back integrity of leaders. Because we have a lot of leaders who have lost integrity because they want to do what the white man has taught them to do. And some of them just pieces of shit, and they making a decision that this is the where to win at. You feel what I'm saying? The integrity, the dignity of who we are. You know what that continent is? It's the birthplace of the fucking world and everything in between. Why you can't have dignity in that? But somehow they took it from us and they took the dignity too. Very violent. They were extremely violent. And violence was not a thing. It was not a determining factor like that in the world. I know you're going to tell me, civilizations did this, civilizations did that. Look at this shit before the white man came. I'm just being honest. He the one that smelled it metal into swords and shit. We was making tools to eat and hunt and just live better lives. So the violence was not a thing. The thing that we think, oh, he a bitch ass nigga. Nah, bro. Niggas is really not violent by nature, to be honest. That's why it traumatizes us so bad. That's why you had the nightmares. That's why you get, mental illness issues for the things you done did. That's why you need to see a count. That's why niggas be sociopaths. Because we've been tortured into it. We've been abused into it. Violence is not natural to us. That's why when these motherfuckers came being so violent, we didn't understand it. We had to raise our level up. And the other thing y'all really don't understand is the deception of thought. The deception of emotions. Creating anxiety. That's violence. And y'all act like the gun and the sword and the bomb is the only violence. Right now, they killing us with our food. Acts of violence can meet any type of acts of violence because they're all acts of violence. So if you saying the sword is, will you write something to put me in a fucked up situation, I should be able to blow your head off. Blow your head off. I didn't tell off because I didn't want you to hear it. Violence is violence. If you sending a baby to prison and he's being raped, why shouldn't I be able to match that with whatever type of violence I see fit? Because that was violent. But we get it caught up. Oh, you're treating this young boy. He's going to come out fucked up. We all know it, but we got to deal with you you could be ultra violent in all levels of this shit. We got to just get the lawyer. Talk to the judge. See what we can do. No, don't send him the fuck to jail. So, what my brother on the continent is bringing, for me, what I'm seeing in this movement, in this awakening, that we all need to be paying attention to the continent, is he's bringing back integrity, principles, character, dignity, respect. He's bringing those things back. That's what he's pushing with his imagery. That's the most powerful thing from this brother for me. It's a lot of things to champion. Especially the fact the motherfucker, he really a street boy. They try to kill this man like 1,000 times. And he like, no, I'm cut from a different cloth. I could see you now. It's harder to kill me because I could see you now. My other brothers, they couldn't see you. For whatever the reason. They couldn't see you. The reason why, and I ain't saying that they ain't gonna try no vicious shit and it might turn into something more serious. Because you can't keep trying to kill the man and think he ain't supposed to return fire. That's the crazy thing for me about all of these attempts. I respect the fact that, you mean, strategically, he like, I can't go, I'm assuming I can't go hard like I need to go hard, because who the fuck is you to think you could try to kill me and I can't go back at you? I know y'all don't like talking about this violent shit, but that's real. Like, how many times can you attempt to kill this man before he start getting on his shit? Then it's gonna be like, you're gonna have a bunch of, he's talking about violence. Hold up, why are we talking? It's a funny thing about that. We always talking about how they're gonna kill us for speaking what the fucking truth is and saying we got an action that comes behind it. They try to kill us for that. Whether it's the gun action, paper action, lawyers, they try to kill us. We got a history of it. Look it up. Locking motherfuckers up for bogus charges, taking them 30 years to get out, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. How you lock somebody up for 30 years for fighting against the system we all acknowledge and has a history from day one of being oppressive, murderous, subjugating to one group of people. And because you come up with a way that you want to fight back, they get to send you to jail for 30 years and you got to fight to get out? What? None of this makes sense. We got documented history that this country did COINTELPRO because they didn't want a black messiah. Why would we need a black messiah? Because y'all fucking killing us, raping us, torturing us. And now y'all want to quell the motherfuckers who want to fight back when y'all saying that this system is supposed to be for everybody. Never will be. All you reformists, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It ain't different in 500 years. I don't see it. Sorry. So we just gonna have to piece this thing together. But what we missing right now, in a time when so much is being revealed that was already there, we gonna need integrity, man. We gonna need dignity. We gonna need respect. We gonna need real, actual pride and identity. Because that's the only way other identity, even people that say that they fighting with you, they can't fight with you when they don't have that level of respect for you. I don't care what they say to you. If you ain't taking pride in you, how far you think they gonna go? They gonna siphon off whatever they can get from you for their people as a part of the fight and have their shit erected, and your shit gonna see, look at the civil rights movement. Everybody got something that you can see to this day, and where black people still at? Black excellence bullshit. Because that was born out of the civil rights movement. Kind of like the talented Tiff idea. Status is created and black folks start thinking they different than other black folk, or I'm just smarter than y'all. I'm more talented. I just worked harder. You are allowed to do something to play some type of role in keeping us where we at. And when you acknowledge that, then we can move forward. So that's what my brother is doing. And that's what I've been on. I'm going to stay on it. Because we need a baseline for how we deal with each other. You know, I be in these nonprofit spaces. I see a lot of hierarchy going on. I do. I'm sorry. That's why shit is unfolding how it unfolds. It's a lot of hierarchy going on, yo. People who say that they're allies with you, coalitions with you, they not really. Because privilege is a real thing, and you wield it. You do. And that's my thing. Good looking, bro. And that's my thing. Y'all got me heated in here sweating. And it ain't because I got this hoodie on. It's because I'm passionate about this, and it gets my blood boiling a little bit. And it's a weird, I don't know, excitement about doing this. Because I ain't speaking truth to power. They already know this shit. They already know it. Really what you doing when you think you speaking truth to power, you telling them they stats. That's what John Henry Clark said. He said, y'all up here speaking truth to power. No, you telling the fucking oppressor his stats. Because ain't shit changing. By you telling him he's a fucked up motherfucker. No. And this is shit that be fucking me up and be making me mad. You got to tell them all these stories to see if you could touch their heartstrings in order for them to move on some shit that's historically already proven. Why can't I just show you the raw facts? Why can't I just tell you to look at the new Jim Crow? That's not made up facts because you don't like it. Look at medical apartheid. That's not made up facts because you don't like it. So why the fuck I gotta tell you this heartfelt ass story and make you feel it and all that? Why I gotta do that when you really already know? Why I still gotta appeal to you to do what's right? I gotta make you feel good, all warm and fuzzy to do what's right. What? I thought that was your job. I thought that you was actually measuring everything to make sure that you're doing right for the most amount of people. I guess not. It should be a little sickening. But again, I go back to me being an abolitionist. And I talk about that history because that's a serious history we need to look up. And like I said, by the American Constitution and the 13th Amendment, I am a slave at this microphone talking to you. How is that a real thing? And we're working within these frameworks. So anybody you elect, for those of you who are wondering about the show, do you tell them to vote? Are you voting? Yeah, I probably will. I probably will vote. But I would tell you to vote. I would tell you to be on a jury. I would tell you to build a voting block. I would tell you to stop looking to politicians and stamp down on your issues. I would tell you to organize. I would tell you to do research and data. Understand why the things are happening around you. Be aware. That's what I would tell you. That's what this is telling you. Learn about the process. Fuck who the politicians are. Learn the process. Learn issues. How do you get your issues met? That's what you need to be thinking about. How do you organize around your issues? Build a voting block. Y'all got to work together to get it right. In every level of this shit. We need for-profit shit. We need to be making money. Everything can't be grants. I'm with the grants. Get the money. But who you might be getting the money from might be an issue. But then getting the money, you're playing into this capitalist society. But you got to get your wins. Because that's why I said the real riches that's going to determine how you matriculate through this system to liberation, it's going to be ethics, morals, values, principles, character, dignity, respect, reciprocity, same thing. Sounds like Maya, order, balance, justice, truth. That's what we gonna need. All the shit is there for us. However we want to go about it. Voting is just a part of it. You got to be on all fronts. Like I said, I always say the same thing. Vote is not the end all be all. At the highest level, this is a fucking game. Look who the president is. And he's not doing anything new. I know y'all want to think he is, but he's not. He's accelerating some shits that was already going on. I will say that. But then you even got to understand that. It's a birthright thing. The abortion issue is about numbers. It ain't about a woman's rights to choose. It's about white women not having enough babies, and white men are saying no. We're not reproducing like everybody else. Y'all can't kill none of y'all babies. The killing shit was for the black girls, and they believed it, and they did it, and they culturalized it. They made it okay, even though it's not. It never will be. I don't care what definition you heard from these white feminists about why it's okay to kill your baby. And I'm not saying black women haven't been doing their own abortion for a variety of reasons. But let's dissect that history before you go on Planned Parenthood's direction on why you should be getting an abortion. To the point where women who are younger than 18 can go and get it and be indoctrinated with the whole women's right to choose. What you're really trying to do is get her into these feminist ideas and thoughts. And do y'all know who the feminists are? They're the patriarchal male society's dudes' wives. I always like to use Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. He didn't spend a day divorced. She's the top feminist. Y'all love her. She brought the village shit back to our community. Y'all didn't know about that proverb, and y'all don't know the rest of it, because Hillary only told y'all the first part. Look it up. I'm not reading it. I know Rakia like, say the rest of it. No, I'm not. Shout out to Rakia. Shout out to Village Restoration Project. Niche. Dorsey Cuisine. Is it D's Cuisine? I know you're going to punch me in the face when you see me. Make sure y'all check out the food. The turkey burgers is banging. Look on my reels. Look on PS at PSA_community. Check out when you see that menu joint come up for them, for the spinach salad, for the salmon wrap, the fried salmon sandwich, the whiting sandwich, the turkey burgers. I'm telling y'all, I haven't met a person be like, nah, this is okay. Nah, didn't. So y'all gonna check it out. Check out again, PSA_community. Look on there. My little brother Chuck was supposed to come up here today. Rolling with my man Stan, Black Farmer Stan, Re-Entry Community Farm this Saturday, 6 to, well, come out to the volunteer day early in the morning. You know, help us with the farm, learn some basic farming, you know, etiquette, some basic farming skills. But then later on that night, we're going to do, you know, we're going to have a nice little event out there. Folks going to come out there and perform. Folks going to vent. There's going to be food out there, D's Cuisine, Dorsey Cuisine. I know because I feel like I'm not saying it right. I feel like I'm not saying it right. But you'll see it posted on my Instagram and my story. You'll see a reel. But yeah, make sure y'all come through. Re-Entry Community Farm this Saturday, 6 p.m., 6 to 10. And we probably be over there a little later than that. But come and check it out. Dorsey's Cuisine and Beverages. Thank you. I appreciate you. That's what you're going to be looking for on Instagram, in the reels, in the stories. And come through to the farm, man. Come learn what being a stalwart is. Come learn what being an environmentalist. And shout out to my brother Stan. You know, we got the PSA program starting June 1st. Actually, is going to start that Tuesday, which is the 3rd. My brother Stan is going to do the critical thought and identity workshop with me, because one of the things I think that's dope about my brother giving me an expanded understanding on, bro, you talk about being African, and we started all of this farming stuff. That's why we call it being environmentalists or stalwarts of the land, because farming has an idea that was created when industrialized shit started going on. They start Ronald McDonald, all this weird ass overall shit that we get caught up in. Like, no, that's not real. We're environmentalists, and you can't talk about having African identity without talking about how we were stalwarts and still are stalwarts of the land everywhere we've went on this planet. Because everything you see everywhere else on this planet that's growing, we probably 9 to 10 we took it there as we migrated from the actual Garden of Eden, which is the continent of Africa. And if you want to get more Pacific, at the base of the Nile, the valley, Mount Kilimanjaro. That's where the thing started. So, like this is a thing, man. I'm real excited about starting a program. I'm doing 14 to 26 years old. We probably gonna have 8 participants, but I can go as probably high as 12. But I think we probably gonna settle at 8. But if we do wind up getting 12, which would be dope, is for young men and young women. I think we got just about everybody, but I'm still looking for young people who want to be involved, who want to learn a certain level of journalism, because that's going to be one of the workshops. I'm going to be teaching all the different ways that you can podcast, how to monetize your podcasting with branding, promotion, advertisement, your intellectual property. That's what you're going to learn. Entrepreneurship, you're going to learn that first Tuesday. That's going to be the workshop. We're going to get the money part straight out the way. We need the merch. We're going to have the merch being made real time. we gonna roll it out in a good way, and then we're gonna follow up with a public speaking workshop. Then we're gonna follow up with the journalism workshop, and then a critical thought and identity. And I'm sure some other part that's in there. And then we're gonna end the last 6 weeks out with the PSAs. I'm definitely gonna send my sis Aquila from Know Your Worth Girl Inc. because we're gonna be collaborating and doing those last 6 PSAs together. We're going to be centered at either Rec Philly, 915 Spring Garden, or 1621 West Master Street. Or we're going to be in studio every Tuesday. The young folks are going to be able to be the host, guest host. They're going to be guests. They're going to do some level of videography. They're going to do show prep, you know what I mean? Interacting with Instagram, interacting with the comments. And then we'll have some level of art. Any of the young folks that do any level of art, whether it's you got a monologue where you just want to talk your ish, so to speak, and it'll be because we're not doing no beef stuff. We're not shooting shots at people. Not no negative energy for real, for real. You can give real energy that can be looked at as being negative because that's how you're feeling, but we're not sending negative energy out in any direction to anybody. We're not doing that. Because most of the people that you're going to send that energy to look like you because you don't normally, young people don't have that overarching thing of like who the real culprit is for a lot of their struggles. They know as far as grandma, mom, my neighborhood, the school, but you don't understand the overall context of how these things were engineered and created for it to give this outcome. There is no this works a certain way and now it's not working. No, these things were engineered to give us what we are getting. So stop telling our children that they don't have to navigate these things in that way. You have to get in there and know that this place is not going to mean you well. It's going to try to exploit you and at the end throw you away, exterminate you. So how do you get into this? Whatever it is, get what you need for you and yours and get the fuck out of Dodge. That's how we need to be looking at most of the things that's created by this American system. School, hospitals, whatever the fuck it is. That's what we need to be training our children. How to maneuver in this place that wants to eat you. We have to survive the system. I talk about our folks, our young men having to come up in this way where this is their rites of passage. How we would take the young men out into the bush and be out there for days and try to train. Nah, the street shit is unfortunate. How do you maneuver this without being murdered, maimed, or sent to jail? How do you do it and not become a sellout and a capitalist, a selfish piece of shit who would see yourself enjoying the opulence of capitalism while your people starve and they hurt and they be in pain and you blame it on them as if you don't know the system that allowed you to play in their face wasn't what this really was. Because niggas know at this point. They know that they selling they sell. They want what they want because this is how they've been conditioned. Again, those internal riches are gone. There's no institution in America that teaches those things. It's none. Not even the churches. Not even the mosque. Not the synagogue. Because we all feed into capitalism in a way where we take, because you can see it. You don't see enough organizing around those groups for the amount of belief that you have in what you believe in. Your environment is not changed enough. I say that about my brothers and sisters, Muslim brothers and sisters in the city. How are Dominicans in all the stores? Why do we not have black Muslim mom and pop stores, corner stores all over the city? We are a Muslim city. Majority, and this is a majority black city. Majority of those people are either Muslim identifying or Muslim in support or culture. We operate within Muslim culture. We respect Muslim culture. Because it's very much Philly culture. I tell you, we all wear beards for what? So I need to see my brothers owning and sisters at representing as Muslims, black folk who are Muslim, with these stores, with these salons, with these barbershops. Why? Where is our competition for Crown that's open all night? The Muslim brothers is like, where is that? Everything in this city should have a Muslim, black Muslim at that counterpart. You know what I'm saying? Chinese stores, Muslim brothers and sisters be Chinese stores, hair stores. Please get some of these hair stores. The Koreans or the Vietnamese, they cooking us and they don't want to do business with us. They only want us to be consumers or security, some type of flunky in the store. They need you to be the go-between between all these black women with all this attitude. So they need another black woman or a black man to put you in the middle of that. We need it, man. I need y'all to be on these construction sites, these developments. I should be seeing all brothers with kufis on. For real. Everybody should be on this joint Muslim. That's what I want to see. I want to go in places where it's just like, nah, we got coffee shop. We got everything. Everything that you need in the city. Black Muslim folks got that. They running it. So that's my envision. That's my thing for our city when you look at these type of things that's going on, why our situations are the way they are. So we need to be a part of the body politic, but I would say more from a standpoint of being very, very precise about our issues, never getting into candidates, maybe creating our own candidates that come out of our voting blocks. Voting blocks being the most important and communal thing you can do as a part of this voting system. We need to be on jury duty. Stop not going to jury duty, because if y'all go down to the courts and see who's on loop going to jail, sitting in front of these judges and these juries, it's us. So I need y'all on a jury, if you can be on a jury, to make sure our people are not getting railroaded. They already there. Try to figure something out to lighten the blow. Maybe even let them go home. How about that? You know how many white folks murdered black people and did all types of fucked up shit and went through the system, Emmett Till, and didn't get convicted? You know? So for me to sit on this joint and just be like, I ain't convicting because he black, why you can't do it? You know how many motherfuckers actually did real shit, went through the system, and because they were white, the all-white jury did not convict them? So why the fuck y'all not moving with y'all power the same way? Because y'all got real ethics on y'all side. Because y'all young men and women are here because a system created circumstances that led you to be in front of that judge. Those white folks was just doing fucked up shit because they were trying to maintain their privilege. And they did it. Emmett Till. So why we can't move like that when we got real shit on our side? Even if I'm wrong, I'm probably not, because you probably created these dynamics. I always remember that part of it, like really the light bulb going on in jail, like, damn, somebody played a game with me. As smart as everybody told me I was, they still played this game, this black man game with me. How they just do black men all fucked up and make everybody think that black men just want to be fucked up. It ain't real. I'm trying to tell you now, I don't know how to necessarily get it back right now, because I know y'all want everything right now. Well, fix it right now. It took 500 years to get it here. I'm sorry to tell you that. And although we do talk about having wins, the overall scoreboard, we're not winning. I'm sorry. We got little Jones that we could follow that they've stomped out. We seen some strategies and stuff that work. Do we have enough heart to step back into those strategies? That's what I'm saying. So, again, shout out to Care Not Control. You know what I mean? We trying to end youth detention in PA. We trying to bring more young people into the know of what Care Not Control is and what the mission is, what the goal is, what the movement is. Youth first justice. Putting young people back in the prized position that they supposed to be in, how we supposed to be building our future through building our young people up in every way so they can have fully functional life, not be fucking citizens like y'all like to be a well-mannered citizen, whatever the fuck that's called. No, how about being a fully developed human being? That'll work for me. So that's what we trying to do. We trying to make sure our young people are being treated like young people. Like, that's what we need. So, again, Care Not Control, You First Justice. Shout out to my whole team in Connecticut, the whole team in Kansas, Mississippi, Oakland. What's up with you, Alex? Frankie. Don't be mad at me if I ain't say your name. I don't remember your name. But I rocked with everybody. I appreciated that a couple days. Needed that. You feel what I'm saying? And just, shout out to Britt. Shout out to Britt, man. We gonna do some things. But Saturday, 6 to 10, 48th and Girard. You know where it's at. Cross the street from the cemetery right there, that little strip. 15, go down that John. Up the street is not, the Jones, the color and all that. That ain't us. That's Peace Park 2. Reentry Community Farm, man. We gonna have a good time, man. Come on out. Get some of Dorsey's cuisine and beverages. I know I'm forgetting something. You know what I mean? But, we got a minute or two left. I know y'all probably like, we ain't talk about the candidates. Don't care. I need y'all to just be about y'all issues and build these voting blocks and get some for-profit stuff to support these social things that we need. Push culture, identity and flag. We need to get on it. June 1st PSA program. I feel good. Y'all, what y'all thought I was gonna follow that? Was like, so this is PSA Philly service announcement. Takeover Tuesday, takeover love, support, great social activism resources and art. I am the assist. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to all the cannons. Mal, Mark, Nita. I'ma be there. I got it. I know it ain't till June, but I'm letting you know I got it. I'ma be there. Shout out to all the folks, man. Everybody. I love black people. That's what we doing out here. I'm out, y'all. Peace.